The Bosnian Crisis of 1908-09. Bosnia was a state in the Balkans. It's on this map, it's the blue one. And Austria-Hungary, who's the pink colour, was obviously north and surrounding them and wanted some influence over Bosnia. Whereas Serbia, which is on the map to the right of Bosnia, also wanted control of Serbia, and this is where the flashpoint comes. The ethnic group of people who live in the Balkans is very similar to Russia. They are Slavs. Not to be confused with slaves, Slavs. Austria-Hungary was such a large empire of different groups and countries, it had Slavs within its borders. Now, Bosnia and Serbia were quite fancying joining together as like a super Slav state. And Austria-Hungary was concerned that if this happened, the Slavs that they owned might want to do the same, and therefore Austria would become weaker. There was a revolution in Turkey, and Austria-Hungary uses this revolution to annex Bosnia. That doesn't mean invade as such, it means swallow up, bring into their empire Bosnia. Obviously, Serbia turns around and is angry at this because all of their wishes have been totally ignored. They turn around to their biggest ally, which is Russia, for assistance. Now, Russia stands squarely behind them and says to Austria-Hungary, you're out of order, you can't do this, you need to recognise the rights of Serbia. Now, Austria-Hungary has a friend as well, and that powerful friend is Germany. Now, actually, Kaiser Wilhelm was a bit angry at Austria-Hungary because it sort of acted without any conversation with Germany. But they are their closest ally, and they did stand squarely behind Austria-Hungary and forced Russia and Serbia to back down. There are 5 main impacts or effects of the Bosnian crisis, and one of them, I think, stands out as being the biggest impact, and that's this one. Because of the way Germany backed up Austria, they were now convinced that whatever they did, they would have Germany's full backing. Although that's not strictly true, it is as close as to the truth as possible. So it gives them the confidence to maybe deal with situations in a more aggressive way, knowing that Germany would back them up. But on top of that, it is quite damaging for the Triple Alliance, because Italy looks at what Austria-Hungary did and doesn't like it, because they don't communicate what they're going to do with Germany or Italy, their partners in the alliance. And Italy's not about spreading out and being aggressive. They want a peaceful, defensive alliance. So it makes them really quite angry and quite worried about being in the Triple Alliance anymore. The third issue, it's quite important, is Russia felt humiliated by having to back down. They know they couldn't take on Germany and Austria-Hungary together with just Serbia, so they had no choice but to back down, but they felt humiliated. But they then made a comment which was really quite stark. They said they would never ever back down again, and that's sort of them positioning themselves for any other crisis that comes along, that they will never ever back down. Fourthly, it certainly brought Britain, France and Russia closer together, because it was fairly obvious that Austria and Germany were so close that you had to find an opposite side, if you like, so it brought those together. And finally, Serbia was so angry with what Austria-Hungary did, it made it its goal in life to oppose Austria-Hungary at every possible opportunity.